All right, the Batman finally came out.
Special clip.
Well, it was one of those movies that was filming in the pandemic. It got stopped because of the virus and all that kind of shit. So
one of my first like articles I read about it was I read that Robert Pattinson would not freaking work out for it.
Oh.
Like the director was like, dude, you're Batman, you gotta get ripped, and he was just like, no.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you kidding me, dude?
Wait, I think
you're
I saw that
Batman
article.
and you're not. I don't know how true it is. Like those are just like, but I mean, sometimes rumors come out that there's a reason behind.
He did have like a shirtless scene,
and he was not that
impressive.
in shape.
Yeah,
he was not that in shape.
He was just scarred and fat.
Yeah, I noticed that they would do the scenes. It was like right on the top of his back,
right?
Because the top of his back looked kind of impressive, but then you went down, you could see the love handles.
Oh yeah, that was so funny. There's one scene where he was like bending over and doing something with his shirt off, and then like
it's
literally
just like the top of it. It's like his shoulders and the back of his head.
No,
like,
and then there was one time there was a view of like his stomach, and then literally as I was watching the movie, my wife turns to me and was like, why is he fat?
Yeah. It was definitely the director be like, God damn it, he wouldn't work out for this. So I need to like film this kind of around to make him not look fat.
Yeah.
And make him look yoked, but he's not.
Yeah. I mean, how do you throw those kind of punches by being not fit?
Dude, yeah, you have to. It's like one of those, it bothers me just because like,
yeah,
dude, like you
Batman.
you have the privilege of being Batman. Like, there's not many actors who can say they're like playing. That's such a like.
It's
an
like the minimum
iconic
requirement.
character. Yeah, the minimum required is just work out. It's really not hard,
Look,
especially for you as an actor for like a major studio
with
you know
all
how much
the
money
resources.
The studio will buy you like 20 Pelotons, dude. They'll give you a personal trainer that will work out with you every day.
Yeah,
set your meals. Like
the purest
they'll make
of
it
drugs.
as easiest. Yeah, the purest of drugs.
The purest of drugs to get you jacked.
They will make this the easiest as possible for any human being, and you're still like, nah, I'm good. Like such a disrespect for the Batman character, a little bit.
I feel that.
That I was a little. I was like, come on,
I
dude.
definitely felt the same way.
But he wasn't a bad Batman.
Physique aside, what do you think of the movie overall?
So I liked it. I thought Robert Pattinson was interesting as the Batman. Like I think he actually did a pretty good job, and I thought Zoe Kravitz was actually pretty good too.
Yeah, she was definitely the highlight.
She was great.
One of the highlights of the movie.
She was very, very good. Honestly, my first impression, which is what I texted you when I got out of it, was just like kind of like, Like the reason why it was for me because it was good. But it felt like I was just watching like an episode of a series that was already established. So it so, obviously there was no origin story, but like when I guess we can do spoilers at this point. If you haven't seen it,
okay,
like, it's fine.
Let's do one disclaimer. We're talking about the Batman. There's going to be spoilers.
There's going to be spoilers.
Here's your warning.
Yes.
If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
Yes.
It's going to be on HBO Max soon, I assume.
Actually, it is.
Come back.
I think we have a 45-day window, so it's gonna be in like maybe 2 or 3 weeks. I think it's gonna be on it.
Okay.
So
now,
but
on with the spoiler.
But it's like when Alfred almost dies, like I'm trying to pull emotion out of myself to make me imagine he's the Alfred from the Dark Knight series.
Right.
That's the one that actually would, if he died, would actually make me cry.
Yeah, but they didn't build that up.
But they didn't build it up at all. He was in like 2 scenes before he almost died, and Robert Pattinson's sitting there like barely crying. And I'm like, am I supposed to be sad that this dude almost died? Because he like kind of represents a character I know well, but he's not.
I get
actually
what you're
him.
saying. I get what you're saying, but I'm gonna play the other side where I actually think it was good that they didn't go through this whole exercise of like explaining everything to you. They just
Because they assume everybody knows.
Yeah, they kind of just went straight into the story. You kind of know who Batman is. You kind of know who Alfred is. You kind of know who the Penguin and like all these characters are.
Right.
You're just kind of looking at how they interact with each other in Gotham.
Yes.
And I kind of like that because that's the way that like the comics have always been structured. Like they'll have an arc, but you kind of just get thrown into it. You don't have a new origin. You don't have anything.
Right, you kind of learn the Batman story as you just keep reading the comics.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So what I liked about it was that they got the essence of like Gotham and Batman and the characters pretty well in this version. Yeah. So I mean, I agree with you. It's kind of like you're watching an extension of characters that you already know. Right. But that's why I liked it. It was like, okay, this kind of felt like familiar to me. I mean, I think Robert Pattinson's like portrayal was a little bit more broody than I would have expected. Like even when he was the billionaire, he was still kind of an emo dude. So it was
hard to root for him a little bit sometimes.
Yeah,
because he was just kind of a moody dude
empty
the whole time. When like he and like Zoe Kravitz like kind of started to have kind of a romantic thing. You're like, I don't really feel the romantic connection between the two of you.
Right.
Like, but yeah, he was just like very moody the whole time. And it's like, I'm having trouble rooting for you. I feel like I'm rooting for you because you're Batman, not because of like the character you're portraying, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like how you're portraying it is really tugging on my heartstrings. It's just like, I know Batman.
Yeah.
And like, I'm on Batman's side because of my history with him, watching him in movies for decades.
Yeah. What did you think about the villains? So I thought Penguin was a standout for this one.
100%.
Yeah. Like, I mean,
I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Dude,
I
can't
no idea.
Farrell. Yeah.
I mean,
totally looked different.
His like New Jersey accent, whatever accent he was doing, was like perfect.
It was wild.
It was so good. And then you listen to him
wild.
talking in his like regular Scottish accent, you're like, what the fuck?
Yep. 100%, dude.
But he was so good. So I want to see more of that. And supposedly,
I think they are.
Yeah,
aren't
they're gonna
they?
do a spin-off for just
the
Penguin, which
I
totally
agree
deserved.
with. But
Yeah.
I totally agree with, and I think it's super interesting.
Yeah.
I think all the elements. I think the reason why I was like, I think it was just it didn't feel different to me. It just felt like, it's Batman again, and like it's good. It's always like if it's Batman, it's
enjoyable.
good.
It was
it's
amusing.
enjoyable. But I for me, it wasn't like the most unique take on him that I've seen. Like some of the elements that I just didn't think were like super groundbreaking. Like obviously Batman being moody, or like Catwoman, like the weird relationship with them, already done. Oh, the Riddler doing riddles, and it's like a mystery noir, like trying to figure out what his riddles are. I'm sure that's been done before, and like it's the Riddler, that's his character.
Yeah, I thought the Riddler's character was a little like it felt inconsistent to me. Sometimes like he seemed controlled, one step ahead, and then he didn't. So there was like
I never knew when he was in control.
Yeah, there's an inconsistency. So
it felt like they were trying to do like maybe kind of like a Riddler. I mean, like a Dark Knight with the Joker thing at the end. I'm like, are they trying?
I didn't need that scene. I honestly didn't.
No, it was like the movie was already 2.5 hours, and like I'm like, all right, it's gonna. End. That was also a big thing for me. That was way too long. Like it's just this is when the studio should step in and be like.
Yeah, you trim the fat there, buddy.
Yeah, come on, man. Like people don't want to see it for this long, and like a lot of artists will be like, "No, this is how it was truly intended." But it's like sometimes the way it was intended is actually worse.
Yeah,
like you have to be able to keep the audience's attention for like, as long as you can effectively. And if it's not like, if it's just a noir, like it's just like a murder mystery the whole time, like. 3 hours, man, is a long time. A long time to ask the audience to just sit there and pay attention. Like,
I thought the overall story was okay. I think the best thing that they did was the portrayal of Gotham, right?
Yes, they did do a very
good. It just looked like
good.
Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Like in all the other ones, it's like, oh, that's Chicago.
Yeah.
But this one actually was like, oh wow, this is a place that has character.
Yes.
Right, and I like that.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think they did portray Gotham probably the way, like definitely the way it was intended to from the comics. Like
right.
that was really well done. Like I think all of it was really well done. It reminded me how much Batman has been done before, and eventually you start like running, or like you kind of start running out of creative ways to tell the same story in different ways.
Yeah.
But to be fair, like Joker did a really good job of like taking the Joker origin story in a completely different direction that I've never seen before.
Right.
So like there are still ways to do it. Another way is, have you ever seen Gotham, the TV show?
Yeah, right.
I thought that was a really interesting way of like going into that universe.
That
again.
was good.
Like that was really unique when I watched that show when the kid turned out to be the Joker and he did the laugh and I was like, oh, that was awesome.
Yeah,
like they do like
the
Gotham
development
did it
of
really
Penguin.
well. The development of Penguin was really interesting.
Yeah,
like the way they did it and like Bruce Wayne being a kid and like like somewhat getting in like. I think Gotham did it a really interesting way, but this one was just like. It was different, but it did it like push the boundaries of what Batman has been before? No, like
I think
the
I
Batman,
think you're right.
The Joker at the end's like laughing with it. I have a friend that's like, come on, man. Like any executive could have like written that plot point out. What if at the end of the story we introduced the Joker?
I think,
but.
I think you're right. It's not groundbreaking, but at the end of the day, I think what it showed was that there's still a very strong franchise behind the Batman.
Yes, 100%.
And that people are going to come out to see it. And that's how I felt about it, right? Like it was good, not fantastic. It was entertaining, and it was good enough that I want to see a little bit more. And that's ultimately what they want to do, right?
Now,
it's already greenlit for number 2.
Now, here's the question. Do you want to see more of like that universe, or do you want to see more of like that Batman?
I want to see more of Zoe Kravitz, Catwoman, and Penguin.
You want to see like everybody else except for that Batman.
Yes.
Like the Batman, like
100%.
Yeah, he was just not like.
He was okay. He could be replaced and it'll be fine.
He could be replaced.
Maybe we'll see Jason Todd like Nightwing.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be
really cool.
I mean, I think that's overdue.
Yeah, that would be really
Nightwing
cool if they did Nightwing or something like that. Because like the way they presented the universe is cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Batman itself was like. Also, to be fair, like I don't know how you beat Christian Bale, man. Like he just did such an amazing job of making Batman such a complex character.
Yeah.
Like. And the way he was able to like shift from like Batman mode to like Playboy mode and do it so well, like to your point, like Robert Pattinson seemed like the same person when he was Bruce Wayne and when he was Batman, one-dimensional. But like Christian Bale would change his whole personality when he was Bruce Wayne versus when he was Batman. It was so cool to see that.
So bringing this full circle, not only that but Christian Bale was jacked when he did it.
Yes.
So
and see, that's the thing. That's an actor, man. That's like somebody who's like. First of all, respects the role. Like, it's Batman, dude. You're a superhero. You're going to be a hero to children. You got to be yoked. You got to look like the part. And, like, the fact that Robert Pattinson was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. It's too hard for me. Yeah. It's like, that was already a huge red flag when that first came out. I was like,
anyways, I mean, I liked it. So if you had to give a rating out of 10, what would you give it?
I would give it like an 8. Mm-hmm. Like I think it was very well done. Like I think it was well executed. Like I think it was good. I think it was an interesting take.
Mm-hmm. Everyone was competent.
Everyone was competent. Like the acting was very good.
Yeah.
It just didn't break any. It just wasn't special to me. Like it's not a movie that I'm gonna talk about or remember like 5 years from now.
As a DC fanboy, I'm gonna give it an 8.2.
8.2.
Yeah, it's better than your average movie. Better than your average superhero movie. Definitely better than your average DC movie. So I'm like, all right, I'm happy with that.
That's not really a high bar to set.
That's very true.
The one thing I will give DC credit for is that they are taking shots in terms of like the artistic way. Yeah, taking risks.
They're taking risks.
Like doing it in like different interesting ways versus Marvel is starting to become like super formulaic. Like it's starting to become like I see the tricks, man. You guys have been doing this for 25 movies.
Yeah.
Right. Which is
as
like
intended.
As intended, and like that is the formula, but eventually I'm like, dude, I've seen this movie. Like it's the same. Like I love Shang-Chi, but like at the same time, it was a formula I was very used to. I get this formula, man.
Yeah, it was exactly the same as any other one.
Yeah.
But anyways, how did you guys enjoy the Batman? Did you like it? Did you agree with Jordan, or are you more of a fanboy like me? Let us know in the comments.
That's right.
But we'll be back with another review soon.
All right. Peace out.
This is Vengeance talking.
I am Vengeance.
Bye.